Hi, and welcome to PSYC 354, Introduction to Clinical Methods. I'm Dr. Tim Ritzert. I'm really looking forward to working with you this semester in this course. I wanted to welcome you to the class and talk a little bit about what's coming up in the first couple weeks of our course. So first, an important note, I'll be out of town for the first half week of the semester. So we will not have an in-person class meeting on January 15th, that first day of class for our course. But we will be meeting for the first time at 8 a.m. in Rotunda 315 on January 20th, that Tuesday of our second week of classes. So, in our course, we're going to be talking about psychological therapy. We're going to be talking about what psychological therapy is, and we'll talk about common approaches used for behavior change within clinical and counseling psychology. This is going to be a reading intensive course. The way this course will work is that outside of class, you're going to be reading each week a couple book chapters and or articles. And then during class, we're going to discuss those as we talk about different approaches to psychological therapy. To get that work started, there's a reading assigned for our class meeting Tuesday morning on January 20th. For the readings in this class, I'm going to ask you to print out those readings and to annotate as you read. This is a way of taking notes that I think will be really helpful for you in understanding the readings and preparing to discuss those in class and getting the most out of the readings in this course. So for each reading in the course, you're going to print that out and then take notes on the reading as you read with a focus on making connections between what you're learning in that article and stuff you've learned in other classes, and interacting with the reading, asking questions about what you're reading, noting what you want to talk more about in class during our class discussions. So for this first reading, you're going to print out the chapter that provides an introduction to the field of clinical and counseling psychology and take some notes as you read. Again, focusing on your thoughts about the reading and questions you have about the reading. There's some detailed instructions for how to do the annotations for the readings for this class that are posted in the second module on Canvas. And there's also instructions within the assignment for how to complete the annotations and complete the reading assignments for this class. So there's one reading with some annotations assigned for January 20th. And when we meet for our first class meeting on January 20th, we're going to talk about that reading, talk about what you learned, talk about what questions came up for you as you were reading, and what you might want to talk more about related to the reading. We'll also talk some in general about our course, the structure of the course, expectations for the course, and what we're going to be covering in the class as well. So I'm sorry I'm going to miss you and be out of town for our first class meeting. So no class meeting on the 15th, but I'm really excited to see you on January 20th. And I look forward to talking about the reading, to getting to know each of you, and to working together this semester.